Cosmic Gaming. Today I'm going to give you the second part to the Voyage of Despair Easter egg. These are all of the ones I've got. If you remember on yesterday's video we finished the upgrading the katana, so I'm going to carry on with the next part of the Easter eggs until we get to the main one at the end. So stay tuned to see that one. But I'm going to carry on. The next one we've got on my list is building the ballistic shield. You don't necessarily need to get the ballistic shield to complete the main quest, the main Voyage of the Damned Easter eggs, I should say. But it's a great tool to have to survive, as it can block zombie hits, and then it comes with a very powerful pistol. As you know, Ajax, it's probably going to be a shield. But in order to craft a ballistic shield, you're going to need to find 3 parts. Alright, so the first part of the ballistic shield can be found in a stateroom on the ground floor. Approach the forecastle and stick to the right hand side. You can spawn on a rocking chair, although some gaping hole in the wall. There could be in a wall on the rocking chair in the forecastle, in the stateroom. So the stateroom is again literally covered. Cross over to the left hand side and go into the laundry room. The part can spawn on a shelf next to some towels, and still in the stateroom. Go into the next room in front of you with another gaping hole in the wall. It may spawn on an armchair next to a single bed. So that's the first places the first part of the shield could be found. Now this is part 2 of the same of the ballistic shield. Next one, you'd want to go back to the bridge. Go up the right hand side staircase from the forecastle, and the first part can be on the left when you turn around, next to the smashed window looking to the 4 dials and the wheel. These are all in the bridge, by the way. The next place it could be on the bridge is turn round and go to the right hand side door at the back of the bridge. A part can spawn just inside the second door on a wooden crate on some metal beams. Or it could also turn and keep going further into the bridge. This one is impossible to miss, as it's just sat on a handrail in the middle. The last part of this ballistic shield, you've got to have to go to the provisions. From the slaughter room / freezer, head towards the door to the engine room, but look left, and the part can spawn on the other side of a stack of boxes near the door. And they're still in the provision rooms here. Go to the left hand side and to the end of the hallway. The part can spawn right at the back, in front of the inaccessible area on fire. The 3rd class berth. It can also spawn in the 3rd class berth right above the provisions area. Head up the stairs and like the second part, it can spawn atop a handrail through an enormous hole in the wall. Now this is how you craft the shield. says, to craft a shield, you're going to want to head out to the poop deck. Just down from a pack-a-punch pedestal is a crafting bench. Build it there, and voila, you have a ballistic shield. So, and now we're going to do the one about matching the clocks and the symbols. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to read through how you do it on my script. So the next one's going to be, the next Easter egg is matching the clocks and the symbols. Now it's finally time to get to the main Easter egg. This is the stage you'll need a pen and paper for, unless pause my video and step-by-step guide. Alright, the first gush of this is that there are 6 clocks throughout the map, and 4 of them will be displaying a time that isn't 11:40. If you see a clock that has any other time on it, you need to find the nearby symbol. When you find the clock displaying a time other than the default 11:40, take a note of the time, then look for the nearby symbol and note that down. The symbols are 4 triangles. There will be 2 standing up, 1 with a line through and 1 without, along with 2 upside down, 1 with a line though and 1 without. If you're taking notes on your phone, an easy way to do this is to record time up, line, time down, / no line, etc. The first place you want to go to is going to be the mail room, and the clock on the right hand side of the doorway leading to the cargo hold, and the symbol will be found. It can be found underneath the metal stairs leading down to the mail room by the vapor wall boy. Then you got to head. Once you've got them, you head back up to the bridge. The clock is right above the steering wheel in the room behind the 4 dials. And also, to find the symbol, it's underneath the deck, behind the steering wheel and to the left. And now you go to the upper grand staircase, and the clock is at the top of the staircase. Is a clock engraved into the wall, and the symbol. Turn around and look above a closed door to the left for the symbol. Now you got to head to the first class lounge. Above the fireplace is a small mantelpiece clock. Now the symbol is to the left of the mystery box spawn. The symbol is on the wall underneath a 3-piece candle holder. And then you head back to the gallery. Go to the gallery, and then the clock is on the wall opposite the hanging corpse, and the symbol is on the side of the cabinet to the left of the clock. Now the last one will be in the 3rd class clock. The clock is at the foot of the stairs from the poop deck, and the symbol is to find the symbol. Turn around while looking at the clock and check underneath the stairs behind the crates and luggage. Now, when you found all 4 clocks and symbols, you'll need to go to the bridge. At the front of the bridge, you'll see 4 dials by the steering wheel. Look closely at each one, and you will see each of the 4 symbols engraved into the dials. You need to interact with the arrows on the dials to make them point to the respectable minutes for each of the times. For example, If you found the up plus line triangle symbol by a clock that displays the time 12:10, you need to move the arrow 2 notches to the right to represent the 10th minute. It moves in center of 5. Once you have correctly done that with all four times, it should lock into place. Next, head to the far end of the poop deck where you interact with the Sentinel artifact for the first time. Next to the wheel should be 2 similar dials but without markings. The one on the left is for the up plus line symbol, while the one on the right is the down plus line symbol. You're going to have to input the respective hours into these dials. The time starts at 12/midnight, so interact with it left to turn it down to 11, 10, 9, etc. while going right will make the time 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on. For the other 2 symbols, down plus up with no lines, you need to go to the engine room. Go down to the lower walkway, which should no longer be flooded if you've drained the water, and you'll see 4 dials on the sides of a pole. When looking at all 4, you want to ignore the bottom right and top left ones, as they're visibly busted. Interact with the bottom left dial for the up symbol and the top right done for the down symbol. Treat them the same as the others on the poop deck, and when they're all done, you've completed this stage. So the next stage in the main Easter egg is finding the outlets. Right. The next job is to find 4 electrical outlets around the ship that will be sparking different colours. There are 6 spawn locations in total, so check all these 6, and 4 should be emitting red, green, blue or yellow sparks. Right, now third class. The first one is in the 3rd class berth. Down the first set of stairs from the poop deck, take a left and the outlet is on the right hand wall. Now the artifact deck, up the stairs from the poop deck and through a central zombie window. Now you gotta head back to the 1st class lounge, and it's next to the Zeus perk statue. Then head up the grand stairs near where the symbol spawns, to the left of the clock and along the wall. Then go to the dining room, wall facing the Ray perk statue. Turn round and walk to the right. It's behind one of the white wooden panels segregating the room. Now head to the staterooms. From the forecastle, go into the ground floor left stateroom entrance and go left into the 1st room. The outlet is on the wall next to the paintings. Now we've got stressed now we can't stress enough. I can't stress enough that this part needs to be done in the following order: poison, water, electric, fire. Remember which ritual symbols corresponds to each element, because you need to have everyone in the game go to the poison symbol and interact with it first. This will take you to a mini boss fight where you simply need to survive and kill all of the incoming enemies. If you do them in the wrong order, you'll have to start over. When you've done it, you'll be able to pick up a fake Sentinel artifact Do all 4 symbols in the above order and you'll eventually receive the real Sentinel artifact. When I've been doing this stage, it's been slightly sometimes the ritual symbol won't appear on the floor for a second only if there's already one ritual symbol somewhere else. For the least hassle and to avoid running into this problem like I did, I'd strongly recommend killing the poison element, interact with the ritual symbol, completing the wave of enemies, then moving on to the water one, and so on. Now the next part of this main quest is going to be plugging the leak. By now you'll need to ensure you have the Decan Katana, or Kraken, sorry, I'll keep calling it Katana, Kraken, or the upgraded version Fang. Head down to the turbine room and along the wall you'll see leaking pipes with steam coming out. Shoot all of the burst pipes with the poison element Kraken and it will fix them. You'll know you've done it correctly because as killer hit marker will show up for each one. There are 9 points you need to shoot in total. When you've completed all 9, the water level in the room will start to rise again. So much for draining the first story earlier. If the Pack-a-Punch machine was already in the room during the process, approach it and it will allow you to Pack-a-Punch the Sentinel artifact. If the Pack-a-Punch machine isn't in the turbine room, you'll need to finish the current round, and at the end of the round the Pack-a-Punch machine should teleport back to the turbine room. You'll need to finish the current round first, like I said, thankfully it doesn't cost anything to Pack-a-Punch the Sentinel artifact, so go ahead and do that, then make your way back outside to the forecastle. So that's plugging the leaks there. So you gotta, the next part is finding the planet symbols. Once again, you're looking for more symbols around the map. You may have spotted some of these markings already, just through playing. But what you won't have realised is that they each correspond to a planet. You need to find all 9 symbols and interact with them in the following order. Here is where you can find all 9 symbols, so I'm going to tell you where to find them and how and where they are. First one is the sun. It's found in the forecastle. Right where you spawn, the sun symbol will be at the back on the side of the curved funnel next to the fast track portal, and that's for the sun. The next planet you want to find is Mercury, and that's in the mail room. Go down the stairs to the mail room and the Mercury symbol is at the bottom of the second flight of stairs on your left. And then you got the next one is going to be Venus, and that's found in the Millionaire Suite. Go down the stairs to the mail room and no, hang on, sorry, I'm reading the Mercury one, scrap that one. Venus is, you got to head to the Millionaire Suite. From the lower grand staircase, go into the Millionaire Suites, and you'll see the Venus symbol under the bedside table. I'll reread that. And then the moon planet will be found in the lower grand staircase on a closed white door to the left of the staircase. Right, now Mars. To find the Mars one, you've got to head to the boiler room. Approaching the fast track portal, turn around, then go prone. The Mars symbol is below the floor on the wall, where the wall sticks out slightly next to a red pipe. So that was the Mars one. This is the Saturn now. You gotta head to the bridge to get there by Saturn. When facing the forecastle direction, walk past the room with the metal beams for a floor. The same room one of the ballistic shield parts can spawn in, and go into the next room on the right. The Saturn symbol is on the side of the cabinet next to the zombie window. And now we're moving on to the Jupiter planet, which is found in the engine room. Approach the Odin Perk statue, then turn around, and the symbol is on the floor near the stairs leading down. Right. 2 more planets to find, and now we're going for Uranus, which is found in the stateroom. Hilariously, I know I've said it funny. You can find the Uranus symbol in one of the bathrooms. What a place to put Uranus planet, opposite the Mog 12. Warboy. Go into the bathroom and the symbol is right behind a potted plant in the corner. The Neptune is found on the aft deck. Near the top of the suspended lifeboat, the Neptune symbol is inside the ring buoy marked RMS Titanic, Liverpool. So that's where all the planets and their locations are found. So the next part I'm going to do is interacting with the solar system model. Now we need to make abundantly clear that once you start this next step, it will spawn an endless wave of zombies. Your current round will not come to an end until you either complete or fail the step. So make sure you've got everything you need ready when you go to the cargo hold. Look for the model of the solar system with all 7 planets, the moon and the sun. Interact with it and the planets will start flashing in a random order. Make note of this order because failing this will mean you need to restart it all over again. Many times it's happened to me. Head outside and look to the sky. You'll see all of the planets, including the sun and the enormous moon, except for Neptune. That's because Neptune is actually in the water, floating around and periodically appearing. You need to shoot each planet in the sky, then go to where you found the original symbol as quickly as possible. A timer starts as soon as you shoot it, so if you don't make it in time, you have to wait another full round before you can give it another shot. Interact with each orb as soon as you can after shooting the respectable planets. Then your final one will always be the sun. Before you shoot the sun, make sure you have enough ammo and pack-a-punch weapons because you're nearing the final boss fight. Race, and the last part of this one is going to be race against time. This is make your way to the forecastle and shoot the sun from there. The orb will come and rest by the original symbol. When you have all players interact with it, the screen will flash white and a timer will begin. Your goal is to make it to the poop deck as quickly as possible. The fastest route I found is to take the staircase to the right and make sure you're breaking as many of the ice blocks as quickly as possible. Once you reach the opposite end of the ship, near where you grabbed the Sentinel artifact at the start of the game, a red symbol will appear on the floor. This is the portal to the final boss, so spend enough time making sure you have everything you could possibly need before activating it. We recommend having at least one person with a pack-a-punch Helio Salvo for the immerse damage and splash radius it deals. This boss one's called the Eye of Odin. As soon as everyone interacts with the red symbol, you'll be teleported into the water. Swim as fast as you can to the nearby tree and interact with the Sentinel artifact found nearby to teleport back to the boat. When you get to the boat, the Eye of Odin will appear. Don't shoot it. Don't make the mistake I did. Do not shoot it, because you can't deal any damage to it. Instead, kill all the enemies that appear: stalkers, elemental zombies, blind fire fathers, the lot of them. When you've survived the first wave, you'll be teleported to the engine room. Do the same thing again in the engine room. Shoot all the enemies that appear, but don't bother shooting at the eye, because it's invincible once again. As soon as you've killed all the enemies, you'll be transported again to the stateroom. Now, in this third phase, only normal zombies and stokers should spawn. The Eye of Odin will also start firing a bright blue beam at you, which will freeze you if you get caught in it, so be careful. The only way to escape the ice is to melee out of it. When the eye is firing its lasers, shoot it in the pupil to deal the damage. This is where the Helio Salvo comes in handy, because of how much hurt it deals. Once you've dealt enough damage to the eye, you'll be teleported out again, this time to the pennant starboard deck. The Eye of Odin will be flying around the ship in the water. Keep shooting it with the Helium Salvo again to deal as much damage as possible. The final place you'll be teleported to is the poop deck. And for this phase you'll need someone with the Kraken. Keep shooting the eye with the Helium Salvo at first, then eventually it will go to the very back of the poop deck and start charging animations. In order to get it to stop charging, shoot it with the Kraken. The ice upgrade version is more effective than the other element types for this, but it's still doable without. If you fail to stop it charging, the Eye of Odin resulting attack will down every single player that isn't using the Dying Wish perk. If you need to stop from unleashing a charging attack 3 times, once you've done it the 3rd time, the Eye of Odin will be defeated and the final cutscene will commence. So congratulations, you've completed the Easter egg for the main Easter egg. So guys, I hope you liked the first and this last part of the Easter